Hello and welcome to my Let's Play Backstage Pass. I am Eine Ranma and I will play now, or let's play for the first time, a dating game, respectively a visual novel. I chose this one because the characters seemed a little bit older than just schoolgirls and schoolboys. May have a little, yeah, exactly. You see here the faces of some of the characters. The main dating options, all guys, sadly, but it's even more difficult to find a game where you can date female characters that are out of school. There is maybe one option sometimes that is a bit older, but that's it. And yeah, seems people over 20 do not get too much love in dating games. But here we can see at least this character is definitely over 20, and I believe this one is close to 20, most probably also a little bit over. This guy is definitely younger, but him, I think he's same age as our character, who is around 18, 19 or something, I think. I'm not even that sure. But she's also, usually characters are just high school. And yeah, that's why I picked that, and the art style is just fine. So we will go through this. Oh, tomorrow is my first day of college. It's past 11 p.m. and instead of sleeping, I'm out at an Eaton concert. At an Adam Eaton concert, one state away from my college campus. Unlike the teenager out in the audience screaming for an encore, though I'm the girl backstage dusting Adam's face with another coat of powder before he heads back out. Done now. Get back out there, rockstar.
Thanks. You're a winner every time, Sean.
Crowd is really loud. Adam salutes me quickly before he runs out on the stage.
You guys want an encore?
Adam poses on stage, holding his mic out to the audience as if he can't hear the response. The girls scream and the boys cheer, all of them chanting for him to sing another song, even though I would assume he has definitely more female fans than males.
Well, who am I to say no to all of you?
As the track to his #1 hit for today starts up, the roar of the crowd peaks. With a wide smile on his face, Adam launches into his hit single, and the audience sings along. As the lights in the concert hall flash, I catch glimpses of audience members dancing to the beat of the song. Backstage, I mouth the lyrics along with everyone else. I've heard the song 1,000 times, but it's still infectious. The song ends too quickly for the audience taste, but Adam bids them a good night and thanks them for coming out to see him. Runs off the stage and high-fives one of the sound crew before bounding over to me. Good work, Adam. One of the passing crew members gives him a cheerful thumbs up.
Thanks!
Adam returns the gesture. I pull out some makeup remover and begin wiping his face clean. The summer tour is almost over, only one more to go.
Already? Wait, that means school starts tomorrow.
I give him a gentle chop on the head. Don't tell me you forgot. He winces as if my tap actually inflicted some amount of pain to him.
I figured if I didn't think about it, it would just go away.
Try not thinking about world hunger or something. Maybe that'll work. Adam folds his arms crossly and glares at me, but he can't keep it up for very long, and eventually his pout melts into a grin.
Don't make fun of me.
I laugh as I pack away the last of my brushes into the large metal case that houses my makeup kit. I didn't say a thing.
You thought it, though. And don't deny it. I've known you too long for you to be able to lie to me anymore. Anyway, I gotta go find John.
Not what I wanted. Options. Setting? Yeah. The music is too loud for my taste. I prefer to hear the voices. Animation on. The rest should be fine. Yeah, I'll see you on the bus. Adam jogs off in search of John and I drag my makeup case out of the way. My phone chirps out a cheery tune and I answer it. Happy school day! Happy school day! School day? School day starts tomorrow, so we're calling to do our good luck cheer. Don't you think I'm a little old for this? You're never too old for us to love you. And I'm never too old for a good luck cheer. I'm waving a flag with your name on it. Can you hear it? Flop, 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 flop. I hear the faint sound of paper flapping against the phone on the other end. Yeah, I hear it. So how's Adam? Oh, you know, energetic, happy, totally didn't remember school starts tomorrow. Haha, it's a good thing he's got you to look out for him. And how are you? Did you find everything okay? Sure did. Your new campus is lovely and we did our best to make your dorm look like your bedroom at home. Sorry to make you handle all of that. I didn't realize the summer tour would overlap with freshman orientation. The school said it's fine as long as you go see your advisor, Hitman Cobalt. Yeah, don't implant your silly nickname in her head like that. It's Professor Cobalt, and your dad thinks that he looks like a hitman. You don't see it? The suit, the stern look. I mean, look at that man. That affects a mock serious voice. Missing orientation will put your daughter at a severe disadvantage. Take care that she is diligent with her studies. Doesn't that sound ominous to you? A little, but it's his job to say that. I still say he's secretly a hitman when he's not teaching. I bet a knight, or maybe even Batman. Anyway, Mom interjects that before he can finish his speculation. We just wanted to let you know we're proud of you and we're cheering for you. Thanks. I'll talk to you later. We love you. Very supportive parents. I hang up and tuck my phone away in my pocket. Most of the crew has already finished packing up. I grab my makeup case and head for the bus. The summer tour is almost over and school's about to start. I don't know what the year holds for me, but whatever it is, I'm ready. I can skip it if you want. No, we're not skipping it. It's the first time. This is animated well. I really hope that the main character, the protagonist, has actually a character, a personality, because dating games tend to have protagonists that are a little bit too simple, that do not show that many emotions, or very rarely, because they want the player to kind of sympathize with the protagonist, feel like they were the protagonist. But that makes that in that case I would prefer to be my protagonist by myself, or have the option to edit in a character editor a protagonist that can have the looks I want. And also, definitely, I will talk a little bit about dating games and visual novels in general right now. I tend more towards dating games than the visual novel, because visual novel, the most important part about them is story, and then other things. While about dating games, it's not necessarily the story. It is important, maybe, but other things are also critical there, because there is more about dating and meeting characters and talk than it may be in visual novels. Okay, this game is definitely marketed towards heterosexual women, and I don't really fit into that category. I mean, a dating game feminine like this with handsome male characters is not what I usually play. I mean, just look at my channel. I play mostly grand strategy games like Civilization or Total War, so I'm not really the usual audience of this game, but I'm interested a lot in the genre of it. I like dating games in general, but I never managed to find one that fits completely my taste. What I would like is, first of all, have an option at the beginning at least to choose a protagonist, at least between the two genders. At least let me decide if I want a male protagonist or a female protagonist. Of course, it would be awesome if there would be more to choose from, maybe an option between older and younger characters, or decide on a few character traits on the protagonist, or maybe even just play as myself. That is one thing. The other thing, I want to be able to date women and men of different ages. Everything between, let's say, 18 and 35 should be possible. Because I'm between 20 and 30, so I don't know. Just because someone is a few years older than me doesn't mean I wouldn't want to date that person. And that's what dating games are about, to fantasize with dating different kinds of character and just play a little bit around, something you wouldn't do in real life. Because of reasons, maybe you got a partner, maybe you're in a relationship, so you wouldn't date around in real life, or maybe you just could never find persons that are as interesting as characters in these games. Also, characters have to look good. I mean, they don't have to be all models like they usually are, especially here. I mean, geez, they look stunning. But in real life, people usually don't look that great, and some are really not attractive. So it's okay for the game to have a bit more attractive characters than it would be in real life, but still, I do not want to date just 4 different models. And yeah, that is important. The age is important. They should be over 18, I guess, unless it's really targeted at the younger teenage audience. Then it's fine if they're a bit younger, but then you may have to this time to define the age of the protagonist, because you can't make a 30-year-old protagonist date 15-year-old schoolgirls and boys. You should not do that. And of course, gender. I want to be able to date both gender. I may be more interested in females than males, but But who cares? It's a dating game. At least there I would like to try out different things. And of course, characters, please be diverse. Have a personality. I want characters to have a personality. I want all the characters to be somewhat mature, and that was the reason why I took this. The characters here seem to be all incredibly good looking, and the protagonist seems to be a little bit standard. But the setting is not just a school. I mean, she works as a makeup artist, so you also have some kind of work setting, which seems a bit more mature than most of the dating games that are just at the campus. And also the dating options are not just all other students. Some of them are clearly older, and that is something I want to try. And I also heard the story is quite decent of this game, and you have seen the 4 characters. I've shown them at the beginning. They are the main characters, but you should be able to date others too. The game, I nearly forgot to say that, is still in development. It is mostly finished, but a few story parts and stuff are still hidden. What I also like about this game, the characters actually talk. They have voice acting. Goddamn voice acting. I don't need to read everything. I love that. Okay, let's delve into the game. I stumble into my first class 5 minutes late, but the professor doesn't seem to notice. A young man approaches and hands me a stapled packet.
Here's the course syllabus. You can find a seat near the back.
Teacher's aide. Okay. Students are crowded into every space available, and I have to weave my way past a few fellow freshmen to find an available seat. I glance down at the packet of papers in my hand, an outline of the class rules and grading policies. The professor is currently going over everything in the packet.
Your assignment for next time is to read the first chapter and finish the first set of problems.
With a curt nod, she dismisses the class half an hour early. Whoa, is this really what college is like? I can hear an excited buzz in the classroom as students eagerly pack up their things. None of us were expecting this. I wait in the back of the class until most of my classmates have cleared out before I leave. There's no real hurry after all, and I'm still dead tired from last night. I wonder if Adam got out early too. I'll have to ask him when we meet up later. Come to think of it, I don't even know what his first class is. I wonder if he knows what his first class is. He may have not thought about that before. Well, that's his problem, not mine. Still, I can't help but worry about him a little bit. I shake off the thought as I look around me. This is probably a good time to explore now that I think about it. Even though I studied the maps, most of the campus is unfamiliar with me. I glance at my phone. Plenty of time before my next class. With a deep breath, I set off towards the nearest building. This is actually good practice for me to talk English, or to read English. There's a group of students near the entrance, all swarming around something. As I draw near, I can hear someone talking over the sound of polite applause. I stand on my toes to get a better view of what's going on, but all I see is a flash of green. Sometimes I hate being short. As a girl, it's fine to be short. It's awkward when you're bigger than everyone else. Which I'm gladly not. But I was in Japan and there I felt like quite big. So, as if on cue, a voice from the center of the circle speaks up.
Looks like we have someone who's having trouble seeing.
The crowd parts as they all turn around to look at me. I immediately shrink back, but it's too late. In the center of the group stands a young boy with a hooded shirt and a deck of cards in his hand.
Hello, don't be shy. Come forward.
Oh, sorry. I interrupted him as he laughed as he motions for me to approach.
I saw you jumping up and down in the back.
Yeah, well, I'm kinda short. He laughs again.
Hey, me too. We should form a club.
A club? The club of the dead short people. Around us, a few people in the group chuckle. I know they're not laughing at me, but hearing them makes me feel small.
Sorry for being so forward, but do you mind sharing your name with me?
I take a quick breath to steady myself. I think you pronounce this Sean. I'm not definitely sure, but I knew the character's name before and I made some research and people say you pronounce it Sean. I'm not sure.
Sean? That's a
I'm
lovely
right.
name. I'm Benito, but you can call me Ben for short.
Alright. Why are you not saying anything? So Sean, do you believe in psychic powers? Not really. My eyes are drawn to the deck of cards in his hand. No doubt he's a magician. Is there a magic club on campus or something?
Well, some people believe you can use psychic powers for luck, love, and all sorts of things. We're going to test psychic ability for you. Is that okay?
I glance at the crowd of students around us. They all look interested in what's going on. I can't really say no, can I? I guess so.
What I want is for you to think about a card for me. You don't have to make a huge production out of it or anything.
I would now say the Joker, but that seems not fair, because the Joker may not be in there. So let's take another card. Let's take Heart Ace.
Just close your eyes and block everything else out. Let it go dark and imagine the card in your mind.
He waits a brief moment as I think of a card.
Got it? Open your eyes.
He fans out the deck of cards in front of him.
Now, really focus on the energy of that card. If you think hard enough, you may be able to find it.
I frown. How am I supposed to just pick out a card?
Don't let go of that thought in your mind. Really focus on that card.
I reach in and pull her out a random card. I mean, why not?
Alright, don't turn your card over just yet.
Benito tucks the rest of the deck away.
Now, what was the card you were thinking of?
4 of clubs. Oh, that's not Heart Ace, and also not the Joker.
Turn your card over.
I turn the card over slowly to reveal the 4 of clubs in my hand. Not bad. A girl next to me gasps. The crowd bursts into applause while I stare dumbfoundedly at the card in my hand. Benito takes it from me and holds it up for everyone to see.
Looks like you really are psychic, Sean.
Well, I guess you are. He smiles and hands me the card
You
again.
can keep that if you want.
How did you? He winks and puts a finger on his lips.
You're the psychic one, right?
A girl pushes past me eagerly.
Do a trick for me!
Oh wow, this girl sounds really desperate.
Well, let's have a look.
Benito takes her hand and I quickly melt back into the crowd. It would actually be cool if the main character would be female and totally desperate. I haven't seen that in a dating game or visual novel yet. A very desperate female character that just wants to get laid. Usually, if there is really a desperate character, it's usually more the nerd dude that just never had success with females, and then someday happens, and he always beamed of it. But it's never the girl, and also it's never rarely an extroverted person. That would be a combination that would be very interesting. I got to write it down. Protagonist idea. He is extroverted and very desperate. Really partner and maybe a little bit pervy. Sounds like a good idea. I got to save that note or else I forget it. Note 666. Good, back to the game. Benito takes her hand and I quickly melt back into the crowd. That's enough attention from strangers for one day. See, she is more like a little bit more of the passive girl, which is usually the case in these kind of games. I turn my gaze back to the card in my hand. 4 of clubs. How did he do that? I turned the card over a few times before I give up and tuck it in my pocket. I guess if it were easy to figure out, it wouldn't really be much of a magic trick. Benito, huh? He looked awfully young to be in college, and he certainly didn't seem to be worried about getting to class in time. Well, I don't think that he looks much younger than you, so I guess it's legend. I glance at my phone again. That took more time than expected. Exploring the campus will have to wait. I arrived 10 minutes early and find a seat near the front. I learned a long time ago that the kids who sit in the front never get called on. Depends on the teacher. I had a teacher that always walked to the back of the class and then just stood there and took actually from the back to class. And he actually always picked on the people on the front and usually did not notice the guys that were sitting in the far back right next to him because he just looked over there. He never noticed them wanting to say anything or something. While other teachers purposely pick the people that do not want to be called, that do not raise their hand, which in my opinion is a thing you should not do when people actually raise their hand. I mean, of course, I mean, at least for me, if I did not raise my hand, it meant I didn't know a shit. And yeah, if then the teacher picked me and was mad at me because I did not know the answer, I mean, it was like, yeah, what did you expect? I did not raise my hand. Of course, I know that there are people that are just too shy to raise their hand, especially if no one else is raising their hand. There are people that are never the first to raise their hands. Hopefully that rule still holds in college. Behind me I can hear a couple students chatting with each other before class starts.
She told me that Adam Eaton was in her class this morning. I didn't even know he went here.
Jealous? I wish I had a class with Adam.
This girl has an interesting voice, I like it. I smiled quietly to myself. His first day and Adam already is the center of attention. Some things never change. I just hope he hasn't gotten into trouble yet. The classroom door bursts open and Professor Kohl strides in. How do you know already his name? He did not present himself.
In ancient Greece, theater was divided into 2 distinct genres, comedy and tragedy. These genres were represented by the goddesses Thalia and Melpomene.
Wow, not even an introduction or anything. I must be psychic since I still know his name. I guess not all college classes are the same. I actually, in my opinion, it is damn rude if a teacher is going to teach you for several years, not just for a week or something. A substitute teacher is something different, but a teacher that you will have for at least a year, if that teacher doesn't introduce himself or herself first, I think that is really rude. At least he should tell his name and maybe go through the attendance list or something if he wants to be strict. Okay, back to the game. I hurriedly dig through my backpack and pull out a notebook and pen. Already the professor has begun to scroll a series of names on the chalkboard. I copy them as quickly as I can, barely able to keep up. Professor Cold continues his lecture for the entire hour without a pause. He must have impressive lungs. As he puts his chalk down, he turns to face us for the first time. He did not even face us, that's rude, dude.
Your assignment for tonight: write a single-page summary of the Greek playwright of your choice. Due tomorrow. Include style, famous works, and his influence on modern storytelling.
Due tomorrow. At a single page of degree. That's quite a task. Single page is okay, but that is a lot of research to do. And that on the very first day. Dude, people may have to get books and stuff first and find out where the toilet is and all that.
There are strict style guidelines on the course website. Read them before you begin. If you have any questions, my office hours are also posted on the website.
I always hated it when teachers acted as if their subject is the only one that is important. They just gave a whole lot of homework even though you had a test due tomorrow, and they just said, well, today I give you shitloads of homework and you have to be finished with it tomorrow. Oh, you have a test tomorrow in math and French? I don't care. Homework. And of course, the next day, half of the class will not have done the homework. I really dislike teachers like that, because that's not the point of being at school. You're there to learn something. And if you have an exam, then you learn for that, and the other teachers should at least make fair schedules, because there were teachers that said, well, I want to make a test on the next Friday, on the Friday next week, and then the students were like, oh teacher, we have already a French test and a history test at that date. And then the teacher was like, oh, okay, well, then let's make it at Monday, the week after that. So people have 2 more days to study and do not have 3 tests at one day. And then there was where other teachers just said, well, that's their problem, I don't care. And then you had 3 tests on one single day. And especially, let's say, especially if it's 2 foreign languages you're learning, and both of them have a vocabulary test the same day. Oh, that was pain. That usually meant that I have a bad mark for these subjects. And I had to learn the other tests again. He turns and strides out of the room as quickly as he entered. What? The room is silent for a few moments until one boy in the back starts laughing nervously. Around him, a few other students join in. We're all thinking the same thing. Am I going to live through this class or not? I guess every professor is going to be different. This should be interesting. Yeah, interesting is one way to call it. Eventually, the other students relax and begin collecting their things. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to say about these strict teachers that ignore schedules of other teachers. Because of these stupid asses that just don't care about other subject, you end up just learning for the stupid teacher's subject and learn not enough for the other subjects, because you know, okay, you cannot get out of that strict teacher's subject easily, but maybe the one teacher that is soft and that changes schedule from time to time, maybe you can deal with them and do a little bit less there and get away with it. But in the end, it just means you do not learn for the subjects that are most important for you, that interest you the most. You just learn for the subject you have the strictest teachers. And that's just not the point of school. I mean, you could argue at school you have to learn for every subject, but that may be true for people who don't know what they want to do afterwards. But let's say you want to study engineering or something, then I guess math will be important, or maybe computer technologies or something like that. And math, of course, will be important, but I guess the French language or something like that, or literacy is not that important compared to that. So you would like to study more on the things that will benefit later when you actually go to university and study, or when you start to work, whatever. I mean, seriously, let people study what they need, if they know what they need. And some people actually do know. Yeah, Now I have to stop my rant about stupid things at school, because there is much more stupid in school, or was. Eventually, I mean, not all schools are bad, but just bad things happen. And yeah, okay, aside of that. Eventually, all the students relax and begin collecting their things.
I am so dropping this class. There's no way I'm doing that much work.
That sounds like the desperate girl outside.
Lucky. I need it for my major.
Oh, okay, so you need to success in a few classes for your major. That's how it works. I'm surprised that someone would drop a course after a single day, but considering how fast-paced the first day was, I can't really blame her. So if this wouldn't be a class for my major, well, I would maybe do the same and drop it. On the other hand, if this would be a class for my major, I think I would be interested in it. But as I exit the building, I feel a tap on my shoulder. I spin around to see the kid from before, Benito.
Ciao!
Ciao! He gives me a quick salute with a smooth flick of his wrist. Hey, did you want that card back?
Actually, I wanted to see you again.
What for?
Are you interested in being a plant?
You're going to have to be more specific, because right now I'm imagining myself dressed as a cactus.
Do you want to hang out in crowds and help me do a few tricks?
I'm not really good with attention.
Don't be silly, you were great today.
Benito waves his hand casually. Why do you need a plant anyway? You seem to do fine on your own.
I try, but there are a few tricks here and there that require a helper in the audience. Think of it as rigging the deck.
And you couldn't ask one of those other kids because...
They don't have the right look. A plant has to be plain and not stand out. Otherwise, it's too obvious.
I feel a little deflated. And you want me because I look plain?
Well, yeah, I mean...
He freezes mid-sentence as soon as he sees my expression. I know I'm no superstar, but telling me I'm plain is no way to get on my good side. Benito's face has lost its childish expression. He looks serious, and for a moment I see a flash of thoughtful maturity.
Note to self, don't call people plain, even if you mean it as a compliment.
I'm not entirely sure how you thought anyone would take that as a compliment.
Most people have a sort of air about them. Something that screams, please notice me. They're desperate for attention, and it shows in the way they dress, move, and speak.
That's true.
But you're different. You don't look like you want attention. You shy away from it.
I thought you were doing it on purpose. I am. It's just I wish I didn't have to. I wish I was okay with being surrounded surrounded by strangers, but I'm not. Anyway, I'm busy with school. I don't know if I can really take on a job right now.
Well, think about it. I know you'd be great.
Would you tell me how you do all your tricks? Benito pauses to think. Finally, he comes to a decision.
Not all, but some, sure. You'd learn plenty from helping me anyway.
Okay then. What is this easily confirmed? I pull out the 4 of clubs from my pocket. First things first. How do you do this?
Are you saying you'll help?
I'll help you once, at least. Mostly out of curiosity. He laughs and pulls out a deck of cards from his pocket.
That trick's a bit of an obvious one, though.
He fans the deck out for me.
Every card in the deck is a 4 of clubs.
Yeah, but how do you get me to think of the 4 of clubs in the first place? He winks and tucks the deck anyway.
You must just be psychic.
Oh, come on, you said it.
Anyway, I'm sure you have somewhere to be, so I won't keep you. Text me later, okay?
But I don't know your number. He points to the card in my hand.
It's there.
Glance down to see a phone number scrawled across the front of the card in black marker. How? Well, that's easy. How? He just used one of these magic markers that are invisible at first and then appear maybe when heated or just later. And I mean, if I did not talk with him now, it would still appear. The number, I guess. The smile on his face tells me that I'm not going to get the answer today. He offers another smooth salute goodbye before turning and leaping down the stairs. It does seem kind of fun to work with a magician, but I don't know if I have time for something like that between school and working with Adam. And speaking of Adam, I spy a familiar figure with 2 strands of hair out of place. Adam! At the sound of his name, he looks up in a panic, but he relaxes as soon as he sees me. He waves and jogs in my direction. What was that all about?
Sorry, I was afraid you were someone else asking for an autograph.
I poke him teasingly. Oh, look who's popular!
I'm still not that popular.
Not yet. I heard some of my classmates talking about you though. I'm sure the whole school knows you're here by now.
I doubt the whole school even knows who I am.
They will soon enough, like I said.
Maybe I should go around with a hat and sunglasses to protect my identity.
Or just change the clothes you wear at stage. I'll laugh and give him a gentle punch. That would just make you stand out even more. That's right, just a hat and sunglasses. If he still wears the same shirt, the same shirts, wouldn't help. So how was your first day of school?
Not bad. I was late to my first class. I didn't actually know what it was.
Huh. You know, I thought that might happen, but I told myself that even you weren't that spacey.
Hey, in case you don't remember, I was putting on a concert last night in a city 6 hours away.
Oh, yeah right, I remember. I was there. Or do you not remember?
Oh, I remember. I also remember that you fell asleep on the bus before the rest of us.
We both glower at each other for a moment before bursting into laughter. It's fine, I was late to my first class too. Thankfully the professor didn't even seem to notice. Adam rolls his eyes.
Good for you. My professor decided to make an example out of me, so I had to stand in front of the class and explain why I slept in.
I guess he had Professor Cobalt.
I don't think he recognized me, so when I said I was putting on a concert, he didn't believe me.
That's also rude when a teacher doesn't know the student yet and just don't believe the students right off the bat. That is really rude.
Then some girl pulled out her phone and showed him my site, and the whole class kind of fell apart when they realized it was really me. Someone asked for an autograph, then someone else told me to sing, and a group of guys in the back started singing Late Sleeper, except the lyrics were changed to something about being Amish or something.
Wow.
I think Professor Koval is gonna hate me for life.
That wouldn't be fair. You did nothing wrong. I mean, you came late. That is of course wrong, but you explained it honestly, so you did the right thing as soon as you arrived at class. Professor Cobalt, my dad says he looks like a hitman.
If I die in my sleep, you know what happened.
Trouble really does follow you everywhere.
I'm not trying.
I know. I've been there for most of it after all.
Anyway, how was your first day?
Not bad, for the parts I was awake for at least. As if on cue, we both yawn.
Oh man, this tour before school thing was probably a bad idea, huh?
It didn't seem like a bad idea last spring. Anyway, I have to head to the bookstore now. I haven't bought any of my school books yet.
Same here.
Adam picks up his backpack and slings it casually over his shoulder.
Shall we go together?
Don't you have class?
Nah, morning classes only. John's idea. He said I should reserve the afternoons for work.
So it seems legit. You too? He really does plan ahead, doesn't he?
That's his job after all.
The two of us walk through the campus and to the bus stop. A couple people point at Adam and whisper to each other as we pass, but no one approaches. I know they're not looking at me, but it's still really awkward. Adam, on the other hand, doesn't even seem to notice. Oh yeah! Oops, sorry. I sometimes wish I wouldn't notice people talking or watching or whatever too, because I guess it's a small insecurity I may have, but sometimes you just feel awkward when you hear people, and it could be about you, even though it doesn't make any sense, but you still feel a bit awkward. Especially when you walk past people and they seem just to chat with each other, and the moment you pass them directly, some of them start to laugh. That feels so awkward. Even though it doesn't make sense that they laugh about you, why should they? But it still feels kind of awkward. The bookstore, I guess we end the episode in here, and I will go to the next one.